Hey Super Animals, webbed and taloned. Welcome to SAR-Cap. My name is Shifty, and I'll be updating you on the recent events of Super Animal Royale. In this edition of SAR-Cap, I'll be going over the August Mooseletter, the monthly newsletter and development blog by Pixile Studios. This edition goes over the return of the starter packs and any future reruns, a progress update for the expansion, a questions and answers segment, and showcasing Super Fanart chosen by Pixile. Since July, Pixile has been looking into ways for starter packs to make a return, encouraged by the community's requests. The FOMO tactic, known as fear of missing out, is what a lot of other games employ to promote unhealthy playtimes and forcing people to buy now or never get, and is something Pixile hasn't been a massive fan of, which is why seasonal event items cycle back and past animal passes are always available. Leaving starter packs would go against this philosophy, so historic packs have been reintroduced. Season packs 5 to 9 were available from August 26th to September 16th, and season packs 0 to 4 were available from the 16th of September to the 7th of October, at $7.99 USD each, or $35.95 USD in a bundle, saving you 10%. The re-release of the season passes are priced higher at $7.99 USD compared to the original price of $4.99 USD, in order to honour supporters who originally purchased the starter pack in its respective season. Future starter packs will continue to debut at $4.99 USD. Other packs are being considered to be reintroduced, such as through the SAR-Shop as bundles. After the date, the packs will head back into the vault, but not permanently. A long-term solution to return them regularly to new players is near the top of their list of to-dos once the SAR expansion releases. If you haven't thought about grabbing the Super Edition, Supporter Pack or the Starter Pack yet, it massively supports Pixile and allows them to build them again with more ambitious projects like Super Animal World. If you can't, share it with your friends. Word of mouth is just as helpful. The entirety of the user interface is getting a facelift with the launch of the expansion, and this month almost every element has been upgraded across the entire game, with 8% progress remaining. The team is impressed with how big the undertaking has been and are excited to finish it up. As with the content and quests, the main storyline's conclusion is being wrapped up, and the last of the quests are being finalised. The new friend feature is also up and running, one of the community's most requested features. Next month, Pixile will start on localization, followed closely by playtesting and polishing to ensure a seamless launch. They're nearing the home stretch now. Hopping over to Blue Sky and Twitter, Pixile asked the community for questions to answer within the newsletter. If you have any questions you want an answer to, be sure to check out Pixile Studio over on Blue Sky and Twitter. MoosterFox45 asks, how was Super Animal Royale pitched? Like, what were some of the inspirations to stand out from other Battle Royale games and why animals? Pixile answers, the project began when Clog and Michael were having a lot of fun playing H1Z1 Battle Royale, and started wondering how well the genre could work from a top-down perspective. As fans of Battle Royales, we had plenty of options about what we liked and didn't like, and we wanted to create our own take that streamlined the genre and made it more accessible, without losing what made it so compelling. We always love designing multiplayer games that both hardcore and casual players can enjoy, so friends who don't usually like the same genres have something they can play together. On the art side, I've always loved animals and colourful, minimalistic aesthetics. A few years before SAR, I actually prototyped a game about exploring a forest as a bear in a similar style. When I began working on the assets for SAR's prototype, I wanted to revisit that look, but with a juxtaposition of deadly weapons contrasted against adorable animals that made us laugh. None of my prototype art is still in the game, but it established the direction we wanted to take the game in. We also drew from loose influences like Conker's Bad Fur Day and Happy Tree Friends, but we didn't want to go nearly as mature. From there, we started imagining the backstory of a world where genetically modified animals fought to the death, and it was hilarious to explore how such a place might actually exist and come to be. We pulled inspiration from all over, from Jurassic Park to Pokemon, The Hunger Games, and the film Battle Royale. When Ruben joined the project very early on, he helped expand those rough ideas into a full backstory and turn them into a detailed lore bible. That gave the whole team a foundation to build on, so every new region and character would fit consistently into this absurd yet strangely believable world. I enjoy hearing what inspired some of the games I play frequently, and a little surprised at some of the inspirations for Super Animal Royale, with some great classics of Conker's Bad Fur Day and The Hunger Games, to the traumatizing show Happy Tree Friends. It's interesting to think what the gaming landscape would look like without some of its influential media shared early on. Sonoval asks, what sorts of factors have inspired the different themes of animal passes? I've always been curious about the creative process behind everything. Pixile responds, Animal Pass themes often grow out of whatever the big content of that update is. For example, the Sense of Scale Pass introduced lizards and the giant star-nosed mole, Twinkle, while the Dragon's Loot Pass synced up with the debut of Super Dragons. That is not always how it works though. Sometimes the theme idea comes first and ends up inspiring content, or sometimes we use a pass to explore a fun aesthetic idea that feels right for the season. I enjoy the theming of the passes and enjoy when they cater to the world, within the game itself or external media such as SAR-Tonight. I'm eager to see how future passes influence the world once the expansion releases, as there's many avenues that can be taken with them. P&M Fiery Flakes asks, why did you decide to make a live service Battle Royale game for Super Animal Royale? Pixar replies, when we first launched SAR, it was a paid game, but we always knew a Battle Royale would need to be free to play to reach enough players. For a small indie studio, that was especially true because keeping 64-player matches would only work if the game was easy for anyone to jump into. That is why, even at launch, we included the Super Free Edition demo, a simpler version of what would eventually grow into the full free-to-play live service game. We also understand why some players are cautious about live service games, and we share many of those hesitations ourselves. The model has had its rough spots across the industry, but when it's done right, it can be one of the best ways to support a multiplayer game, because it lowers the barrier to entry for friends to play together. Our approach has been to try to improve the model and make it as player-friendly as possible, with things like animal passes that never expire. Our hope is that if we can find the right balance, our designs can not only sustain our team and keep the game growing, but also show that healthier approaches to live service can work. Looking back, making SAR a live service was definitely the right call. It has let us keep learning and improving, and it's helped us foster an incredible community that has guided the game in directions we could have never imagined at launch. As Pixel touches on, live service has but sour taste in your mouth which has sadly been tainted by other games. The genre alone can cause many to recoil, but it doesn't have to be this way. I trust the team behind Super Animal Royale to do everything in their power to make SAR the gold standard for live service games going forward. I think the move from a paid game to a free-to-play was a wise choice in the long run. It will support the game's longevity and encourage new players to try the game out. If they enjoy the game, they can show their support through paid cosmetic items and bundles, or get their friends involved. Odyssey asks, will we have an in-game friends and chat system for all platforms so players can socialise much easier? Pixel chirps, yep, there'll be an in-games friend system, and we're aiming to support it across all platforms. We're also working on cross-platform chat so players can connect more easily, but some social features may roll out gradually across updates as we work through the quirks of each platform during porting. We're holding off on showing how it all works until the new UI is ready to share, but it's shaping up nicely, and we'll be talking about it before Super Animal World launches later this year. Being able to communicate with our fellow super animals will make things a lot easier when playing, as there's been many times where I've personally tried to talk to someone in the lobby to find out they cannot see chat and I've been talking to nobody. It will also be a lovely addition to pair alongside Super Animal World, being able to engage with others in the vast world of the game while fishing or doing quests. And finally, the wonderful community of Super Animal Royale has made various pieces of art, and Pixel has chosen to showcase 5 for this month's newsletter. Remember to use hashtag Super Animal Royale when posting a fan art online. And this has been SAR-Cap. Thank you for listening, and keep fighting, Super Animals!